So this is the first of two dedications this weekend, as we remember those of our community that we have lost. Wil Wegman was someone who I only interacted with a few times, but who I later learned was passionate about many of the things that I'm also passionate about, and I regret not having the chance or not having gotten to know him better while he was around. He is fondly remembered among people here, his friends and colleagues, as someone who was a dedicated angler, scientist, and mentor. I will call upon Scott and John as people who knew him a lot better than me and who can speak more accurate to his legacy.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. Wil was an M&R employee for a long time, probably going on 25 years. Worked out of the Aurora district and was really big in the community from the stewardship side of things and working with different stakeholder groups, and was an avid angler. I didn't know Wil very well, but we do have some people that really wanted to write some things to kind of commemorate Wil and share a bit of who he was. And so Rebecca Dolson at TRCA led a lot of this and put this together with people that knew Wil really well. And so unfortunately Rebecca couldn't be here today to read it, and so I think John and I will just kind of read what Rebecca has written.
Yeah, so I think I met Wil probably 2008 or so maybe, when he was working on a rapid response protocol after people found invasive blue crab in Memico Creek in Toronto. And then I got to know him a little bit better through the GTA Recreational Fishing Committee, and he was also responsible for some of the stocking decisions Aurora District made. And then as an angler too, Wil knew Lake Simcoe maybe like nobody else, and he was out there bass fishing and on the ice too. In talking to other people, Wil was a big mentor for people, and really was a big supporter of outreach and education. So that's why we thought this was a perfect opportunity for the mentorship to do a dedication to Wil, given his role and involvement with youth in the community. So I'm going to read a little bit here. I'm going to paraphrase somewhat, because otherwise it's just going to be pretty boring. So Wil worked for M&R for over 35 years, starting in 1990 at the old Maple District, which is a precursor to Aurora District. He focused his efforts on engaging and mentoring the next generation. For example, he helped out with the urban fishing, Learn to Fish, Huck Finn youth fishing day programs, and ensuring their success. He spent many hours with the Stewardship Rangers program, starting out many people in their careers. He worked vigorously with Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters to educate people through the Ontario Bait Bucket and Clean Drain Drive programs. He trained numerous budding biologists and students in invasive species prevention and awareness techniques, especially on Simcoe. He was an important part of the Lake Simcoe Muskellunge Restoration Project. The project included many partners, which Wil helped bring together, including Fleming College Fish Hatchery, and students in Fleming's Fish and Wildlife program were able to experience real-world fish conservation efforts through that program. Scott?
Wil's willingness to teach, mentor, and listen was endless. In 2007, Wil helped create the Lake Simcoe Fisheries Stakeholder Committee. And as always, he was M&RF's conduit to relay information directly to this important group and other stakeholders. Wil made sure that stakeholders were invited to sit at the table and made sure that their voices were part of the conversation about health of the Lake Simcoe fishery. Wil's unique connection as a resident, angler, and M&RF technician allowed him to understand and communicate different perspectives, always with the goal of ensuring sustainable fisheries and fishing opportunities. He was an award-winning outdoors writer. Writing was Wil's way of sharing his passion to educate anglers on a bigger stage, and he wrote for many publications, including his Hooked On Fishing column in the Lake Simcoe Living magazine, Bassmasters magazine, BASS Times, and a few others. Wil was also a great seminar speaker and was a regular fixture at the Spring Fishing and Boat Show, the Sportsman Show, and other notable events. Over the years, Wil received several awards and honors, including the National Recreational Fisheries Award from Fisheries and Oceans Canada, the Rick Morgan Professional Conservation Award from the OFAH, and in 2017, Wil was inducted into the Canadian Angler Hall of Fame for his long list of contributions to the angling community in Canada and beyond. Wil was a founding member of the Ontario BASS Nation and the Aurora Bassmasters, and was the OBN Conservation Director for over 20 years, where he had assisted the Ontario Bass Nation clubs and their efforts to conserve fish and habitat across the province. Wil maintained a huge network of colleagues and friends in the fishing industry, conservation, and not-for-profit sectors, and he used this network to elevate those around him and bring meaningful connections together for work and collaboration. He was also thoughtful and provided grounded advice that can only be gained through a long career of making positive change through positive words and actions. For these and many other reasons, the mentorship session at the AFS-OC annual conference is being dedicated and renamed in the memory and legacy of Wil Wegman.
So we would like to hereafter refer to our mentorship event as the Wil Wegman mentorship event.